Hello everybody, wagwan, it's Shante Shand and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you some tips on how to get straight A's in college and essentially how to get that 4.0. So let's get into the video. My first year of college was the roughest one yet, especially that first semester. Oh my goodness, I had to deal with so many things like getting acclimatized to the culture, a new environment, a new climate. But even besides that, it was really hard. I wasn't getting enough sleep. I was studying into the wee hours of the morning. I wasn't eating right. I wasn't exercising. And as it relates to my academics, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't what I know I am capable of. So it was just kind of mediocre. And all the hours that I put into studying, it never made sense when I considered or looked at the results. I was like, no, something has to change. And then sophomore year was when I was like, yeah man, we have to do it right now. So that's when I really started using different strategies and tools, and also created good and productive habits to help me maximize my time at college. So with that being said, I don't want anybody to go through that. I don't want anybody to make the same mistakes that I made. So that's why I'm creating this video, and also why I'm really going to be rebranding my channel. It's going to be focused a lot more towards productivity, study tips, health, just lifestyle in general, and just how I navigate the college environment. I just wanted to, tell you guys that and give you guys a heads up on, the videos that I'm going to be creating. I know that's what my audience is like right now, like young people, college people, high school people. And I know a few aunties and uncles watch me, and well, a few grandmas. But yeah, I think you guys could learn a lot from my experience as well. So without further wait, no. We can't go any further without shouting out the sponsor for today's video, which is Wondershare High PDF.
Wondershare High PDF is an all-in-one online PDF editor from which you can get powerful features to edit, review, protect, sign, and convert PDFs. It works perfectly on both Mac and Windows. It greatly helps to read, take notes, and convert PDFs seamlessly. As you can see right here, I'm converting an economics paper I'd written in Word to PDF. All you have to do is upload the file, click convert, and then download it. There you have it. But that's not all. If your file is too big, you could also use High PDF to compress it. Another thing I really like about High PDF is the ability to edit forms. In college, you can get a lot of forms, and it can be a real hassle to fill them out manually, or search for a software online that only fills out forms, and then some of them want you to pay for this one service. Crazy. But as I said before, High PDF is an all-in-one online PDF editor, so it's like a one-stop shop. All you have to do is click text, fill in what you need to fill in, save the document, and then submit. It's as simple as that. Click the links in my description box to get 60% off High PDF Pro, or try them out for free.
I'm also having a back to school giveaway in collaboration with my dear friend Chelsea K. Wright. But to hear all the details and find out how you can win, you have to wait until the end of the video. Alright, now we do what we need to do. Let's get into it. I'm going to be giving you 5 tips, 5 major keys that will help you get that 4.0. So let's get into it. The first tip is having an easy to follow and flexible time management system. It is very easy to waste time, not just in college, like in life. It is easy. It's the easy thing to do to waste time. So you need to have a system that helps you make the most of your time, and not one that you can't follow, because then you're going to just fall into the trap of not using it and you just end up wasting your time. You need something that is easy, something that is practical, something that is realistic. The time management system that I use has two parts to it. The first part is called reminders, and the second part is the schedule. So the reminders is essentially a brain dump of every single activity or task that you have to do, because a lot of times you could have things stored in your brain and you didn't write it down, so it's just popping up at random times, like you're trying to talk to your friend and you just remember, oh, I have a history paper to write. You're trying to eat your subpar cafeteria food, because let's be real, the food in college is not good, so you're trying to consume that or digest that, and you remember, oh, you have homework that you need to do. Simply taking those things out of your brain and putting them down on paper can just change your life, honestly, just by doing that, because then it takes off the pressure off of you, and you know that, okay, you have everything down on this paper in this book. So that is what the reminders is, and it can look something like this. The second part of the system is the schedule. This is where you kind of structure those activities into your day or into your week. And tips for doing this is I use a time block. So from 8 to 9, I put a certain activity. From 8 to 9, 10 to 11, things like that. I never schedule things back to back, because I'm practical when I'm scheduling my activities. I know that things might take a little bit longer, a little bit shorter, but I try my very best not to overschedule, and the schedule could look something like this. Just some general tips on the time management system. Every day is different, some days you're going to be able to cross out every single activity, and some days you aren't. Sometimes things pop up and you aren't able to finish as much as you'd hope, but that's fine. You have to be patient with yourself and just be very practical in that it's not always going to be perfect, but still, just still keep at it and you'll get better and better. So what you should do is make it very flexible. Sometimes things will happen, you have to shift around some activities. That's okay. And I'd also like to implore you to make use of the time that you have in between classes. Sometimes there are some breaks in between them and you just want to sit down and lounge around. Don't do that. Try to do a small activity. If a goal of yours is to start reading in between that class time, or do one question from the problem set during that time. Do not allow that time that you have in between class to go to waste. And I personally, I used to love napping, but those naps would turn into full-on sleeps, and then that's just like me wasting a lot of time. So make sure you're going to your bed and getting enough sleep, but also make use of those times that you have in between your classes. The second tip is having a calendar system. What is worse than finding out that you have an exam the day before you have the exam? Imagine you're in the class and Susan just said, "Sir, for the exam tomorrow." And you're lost. You don't want to be that guy. Don't be that guy. To avoid that, what you want to do is plan ahead. Right now it's summer, and I know a lot of people already know the classes that they're going to take. Hopefully, give or take, you have a general idea. So you already know the classes. You already know the class times. So what you need to do is going to Google Doc or Google Calendar rather, put in the class times for all of your classes. And that's not it. You got a syllabus, and normally the syllabus has a tentative schedule, and in that schedule you have the different quizzes, tests, exams, big papers, things like that. You're going to take those dates and put them into your calendar as well. Now for an example, I'm going to give you my calendar from last semester, just so you could have something to look off of for your own. So here we go. Tip number 3, go to class. Let me say that again for the people who like to skip because the professor is boring.
Go to class.
Okay, let me say that again for the people who think they could just teach themselves.
Go to class.
Okay. there is a high correlation between class attendance and academic excellence. There are many scholarly journals that prove that the more you go to class is the more likely you are to do very well in that course. Okay, so why wouldn't you want to go to class? They're literally paying the professor to teach you in class, so you need to go. And for the people who say, well, the professor is boring, I get that. There are lots of boring professors out there, but that is not an excuse not to go. The material that is covered in class, let's say class is about 50 minutes long, it will take you at least twice as much time to cover that much content on your own. And when you go to class, you don't just have the professor there. You have other students that you could bounce ideas off of, or ask questions or explain better to somebody. So it's a good environment to be in if you want to do well in school. I'm not saying it is impossible to not go to class and still do well, but it's gonna be harder for the average person. I am not a genius. I have to work, I have to study in order to see good grades. And for the persons that are like me, my advice to you is to go to class. Final tips on class attendance: just go to class. It doesn't matter if the class is boring, if the professor is boring, you just need to go, because a lot of times the material that is covered in class resurfaces on the test, on the exam, in the homework, and you're preparing for these things just by going to class. You're also saving yourself time because it takes you longer to cover that same content in your own time. So might as well just go there for the 50 minutes and not have it take you 2 hours to cover the same material. And lastly, if you absolutely have to miss class, ensure that you have somebody that you could depend on to get good notes. Alongside going to class regularly, all the time, you want to ensure that you're frequenting office hours as well. And that is my fourth tip, which is go to office hours. There are two main reasons I recommend going to office hours. The first one is that it's literally one-on-one time to sit and talk through things with your professor. I know not everybody has the luxury of being in a small classroom. Lafayette is a small school, so I don't really feel like stifled whenever I'm in class. Like, I could raise my hand, ask questions, but that's not the case for everybody. Some schools, you have some courses with like over 200 people in a class, and you might not have the opportunity to always raise your hand and do things like that. So why wouldn't you go to office hours? And sometimes you might not be brave enough to ask the questions during class. Office hours is the perfect time to do that. So take advantage of office hours for that one-on-one time that you have with your professor. Also, the second reason is that you have the opportunity to build a good relationship with your professor during office hours. Just some closing remarks on office hours. Do not wait until the exam or the test is tomorrow for you to go to office hours. The teacher, the professor can do nothing for you at this point. What kind of miracle working you expecting? She can't do nothing for you if the exam is tomorrow and you're not prepared. So go well in advance. If you know you have the test, probably a week and a half from now, go today. Also, do not go to office hours if you haven't tried the work. It makes no sense. You don't know what you don't understand, and the professor won't know, and you can't possibly expect the professor to just reteach every single thing. So it makes sense for you to attempt some questions on the problem set before going to the professor, so that you'll have specific questions and that the office hours can be a lot more helpful for you and more effective for the professor. And finally, this is the last set of tips. I'm just gonna bundle all of them together, and let's call this segment Study Tips segment. Yes, that's what we're gonna call it. You have to set limits when you're studying. Studying beyond 1.5 to 2 hours does you absolutely no good. you get to a point where you're fatigued and your brain becomes saturated, and you've reached that point of diminishing returns, meaning you're studying for a longer time but you're actually getting less out of the time that you're investing in studying. So once you've gotten to that point where studying is becoming a little bit more challenging, you want to stop, you want to pause, you want to take a break, and not just any little finke break. No, you want to take a good 30-minute break. Just take it. Don't say you're going to take 15 minutes. Don't lie to yourself. Let's just be honest. Let's be practical. Take the 30 minutes, even take the hour. Do what you need to do, and then when you come back, you're refreshed, you're rejuvenated, and you're ready to zone in and really focus on the material so that you could get it done. Like, I'm all about being productive. It's not about doing something for a long time. No, it's about getting the work done, and we don't need to spend as much time as we think. If you just focus and really just go in that zone and get it done, we can do it. So what that means is we need to not multitask. We need to get into the zone, get into that conducive environment. If it means that we have to turn off our phone, put it on airplane mode, we're gonna do it. If it means we have to say, well, friends, goodbye, I have to go, it's okay, you're gonna see them later. You have to set that environment for you to really zone in and execute whatever task that you have at hand. So have a study limit and stick to it, and take good sizable breaks. You could always study every single example, every single worksheet. You could even search the depths of the internet and the crevice of your textbook. But is that the smarter way to study? I don't think so. So based on my experience, this is what I've come up with to help me study a whole lot smarter. I use my homeworks to study for my quizzes to study for my midterms, and my midterms to prepare for my final exam. Now, I'm not saying the professor cannot draw a question that is beyond what I've listed, but once you use that structure as your base to prepare, then you could use the extra time that you have leading up to this assessment to, do the extra things like go on the internet and the textbook and this and that. But once you use, as I said before, the homework for the quizzes for the midterms, and the midterms for that final exam, you will be studying a whole lot smarter, and you're even saving a lot of time. That rounds up this video on how to get a 4.0, how to get straight A's in college or high school, wherever you are. These tips will help you. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know, I didn't forget guys, the giveaway. So Chelsea and I are gonna have a giveaway, right? And the rules are as follows. You have to be subscribed to both of our channels. You have to follow us on Instagram, and you gain extra points if you follow us on TikTok and Twitter. But a key part is that you have to be commenting on our videos so that we see you. We have to see you so we can pick a winner. Okay, so those are the rules. So what are the prizes? So we're gonna have two winners. One winner is gonna be Jamaican. Yes. I just hate when these YouTubers have giveaways and it's like it's only people in America that can get the things them. No, not this giveaway. This giveaway I'm calling all my Jamaicans, okay? So what will the Jamaican winner get? They'll get $50 US. Yes, we are sending them go for Western Union. That's right, and I wasn't even done. You're also gonna get my course, which is how to get straight A's stress-free, and Chelsea's course, which is a 7-day scholarship search challenge. Yes girl or guy, we're sending you back to school
Equipped.
right? So $50 and 2 courses. And the second winner, this person is gonna be from America or Canada, anywhere there where we can ship them something, because we've already purchased the back to school goodies. So these are nice notebooks, pen, pencil, everything. Chelsea bought it, so you should definitely check out her video on that. She vlogged what she's gonna buy, and it's not cheap, no girl or guy. It's some good up things my friend buy. Yes. And they're also going to get my course and Chelsea's course as well. So that's everything for the giveaway. We're also going to be announcing the winners on August 16th. Yes, we're going to do it on Instagram. So start comments. Yes, we need to see you. You need to be active. Follow us. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, everywhere. We need to see you. And you have to be subscribed to both of our channels. So let's go. Let's start this giveaway. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I really hope you guys participate in our giveaway, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.